You are Joseph Clark. Clark, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you're not afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning, Alex.
Officer was working an extra job at a bar in Harris County, Texas. The defendant was asked to leave by bar employees because he got into an altercation with another individual. The defendant returned several times despite being told to leave by the officer. The officer then attempted to escort the defendant away from the parking lot, but the defendant continued to walk towards the entrance of the bar. During the escort, the defendant continuously pulled his arms away from the officer, and the officer then attempted to detain the defendant, who again pulled his arms away and locked his legs to prevent him from being moved.
All right, Mr. Clark, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Please do not go back to this location. Do you understand? How old are you, sir?
25 years old.
What do you do for a living?
Blue collar work. I'm in the work field.
Okay, how much money do you make a month?
Because I work overtime, what I do on the side, and probably I'll say $5,000 a month.
Okay, we're gonna reset your case, give you time to hire a lawyer.
I actually hired.
I don't want to get into anything. Have you already hired a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Who is it?
Slider and Sean.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Let me just have you take a seat while we wait for them to come back. I'm going to create bond conditions that you're not to go back to this location.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it. Don't get in any more trouble. Don't pick up a new case. Otherwise, I'm going to revoke your bond. I know you want to say something. Don't.
Yes, sir.
I mean, just a bunch of DAs here. Anything you say, they can use it against you. Just wait for your lawyer to get here. Ask them the question, and then they can get back to me.
One more thing.
Don't. Just don't. I know you're itching. Don't. I'm trying to protect you.
No, this is nothing.
Don't.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just wait for your lawyer. I promise you. They'll be here short.
Yes, sir.
I'll have you sign everything. Victoria, we'll have you just take a seat in the back while we wait for Mr. Slack.
All right, Judge, next is page 9.
Good morning, Mr. Delisline.
Yes, sir.
You have a lawyer today.
I got a court appointment.
Take a seat in the jury box. We'll appoint your lawyer today. You're not allowed to leave. You appoint a lawyer, please. You are Lester Robinson. Mr. Robinson, you're charged of tampering with the government record. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
One moment, Judge, I apologize. It's loading right now.
Good morning, Morgan.
Judge.
Okay.
On December 9, 2024, a traffic stop was initiated for a defective left headlamp at Will Clayton Parkway in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and sole occupant of the vehicle. The officer ran the temporary license plate, which came back to a different motor vehicle. The defendant stated he put the license plate on the vehicle and was fully aware that the temporary tag belonged to a different vehicle.
Robinson, I'm going to find that there's a probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license, sir? Sure. Can you run his license, please? Okay, you're not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name, and I'm making that a condition of your bond. Do not drive unless you have both. Do you understand? If you violate these conditions, I'm going to revoke your bond. You will go to jail. No more PR bonds, sir.
No, we are.
All right. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign and reset. After that, we'll just get you out of here. When you come back, please have a lawyer. All right, please. Good morning, Mr. Thomas. Sir, you're charged with evading arrest or detention. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On December 2nd, 2024, officers were conducting a routine patrol in a marked vehicle and wearing marked uniforms. The officer ran a license plate through MDT and received a stolen vehicle hit. The officer drove behind the stolen vehicle, which eventually parked, and the officer initiated a felony traffic stop. The defendant then exited the motor vehicle by opening the front passenger door. The officer gave verbal commands, and the defendant evaded by running from the scene approximately 0.3 miles until he was detained.
Any co-defendants?
There is a co-defendant, Your Honor, and he's currently charged with UUMB in felony court.
All right, Mr. Thomas, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do not hang around with the co-defendant. Do you understand? I'm making that a condition of your bond. How old are you, sir? What do you do for a living?
Very unemployed. I'm going to high school.
Good. I'm making that a condition of your bond. I'm also ordering you not to use any drugs. Do you understand? I'm sending you for a test now. You must go test and then come back and then we're going to talk about the results. And I'm happy to appoint you a lawyer today. No more drugs. Do you understand me? Okay, just take a seat for me. We'll send you and then we'll have you come right back, sir.
I already have a lawyer.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll also wait for your lawyer as well. Okay. Please.
Judge, other than drug testing, what other conditions?
Let's wait for until he comes back. Okay.
Yes, Judge, I have the generous performance center.
Just for now, just no alcohol, no drugs, no hanging out with the co-defendant. Don't break any laws. No driving without a valid Texas driver license and staying in school. Alexia, Rochelle, come up.
We were just going to do this plea a couple weeks ago, and Your Honor,
You don't
PTI.
have to say anything else. If it just doesn't work, it just doesn't work. I mean, Ms. Rochelle, you're old enough to understand that actions have consequences. And then when you do this, this is a lifetime action, You cannot come back in this future and say, you know what, I changed my mind. I've got buyer's remorse. I want to return it like I want to go to Target. Once you plead guilty, that's it. Goes on your record. And there are consequences. You get pulled over, an officer is going to see this. You have the smell of alcohol, you got the smell of dope. What's going to happen? You have to be conscious. And what we're doing today, the proverbial slap on the wrist, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine the accusers, the right to be arraigned, charged in open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeals, is what I was saying, that once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. Do you understand? Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, guilty or not guilty? You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. But like I'm telling you, this can be used to enhance punishment in the future. From now on, you will be looking at a second DWI if you pick one up. And from now on, it's up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine, not to mention a minimum of 30 days. Do you understand? All right. How did you plead? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty and I'm going to sentence you to the 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days, man. Do not drive until you get a license. Now, the other thing that you need to understand is DWI is extremely big business in the state of Texas. And when you pick up a DWI, there are surcharges in the amount of around $3,000. If you have a 0.15 or above, it's $4,500 that you owe. And if you don't pay it, you don't get a license until you do. Do you understand? On a second DWI, it's a $6,000 surcharge, not to mention court costs. So you pick up a second DWI, you could be looking at around $7,000 in fines and fees when you walk out of here. So what I'm trying to tell you is one button on the phone, one button, wherever you want to go, they'll take you wherever. You understand? Where do we go from here? As far as surcharges and
Mr. Shell's currently not working. She just got evicted from her apartment actually, when we moved back to Arkansas, back home. So we have to have surcharges.
are you working?
No, I recently lost my vehicle, so I'm not able to get to work, which is why I recently got evicted, which is why I can't get the PTI. So I have to move fast. I got the letter.
Are your folks around? Okay, go back. Go back. There's nothing wrong. When I graduated law school, I was what, 30s? I went back to my folks. I lived with my folks until I saved money, a ton of money. And I was to be able to get something else. There's nothing wrong with it. Go back, get on your feet, and be the best person you can. But that's what it's about. There's nothing wrong with going back to live at your house. Really. I did it, and we all do it, All right, I'll waive your surcharges. I'll waive the court costs. You're not going to go anything when you roll out here. The only thing that we ask of you is think before you act. Think before you speak. Because God forbid you make some kind of mistake that's so catastrophic that you can't go back to mom and dad. All right? Good luck.
Hey, Judge.
I need the form now, please. Good morning, Mr. Foster. Do you have a lawyer today? What? I'm sorry?
Lack of funds.
What are you doing about your lack of funds issue?
I just did a lot of applications, but I got to pay. Pay spend.
When was the last time you've done a full-time job?
Check one for last time. I worked at Cloudbreak Communities right down the street off of Willard about a year ago.
So how do you survive? Correct. Do you need to eat? You got kids?
I told you last time.
How are you supporting those kids? How are you supporting those kids? Those kids need to eat. They need food. What have you done?
Well, I was
Here's what we're going to
on
do.
the side.
Mr. Foster, here's what we're going to do.
Need a job, but
And we're going to make sure that that happens. So I will give you an application for an appointed lawyer today. And I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks. And I want to see what, if anything, you have done to get a job. You telling me I filled out applications?
I
Listen,
got some.
I'm not going to
on
argue.
today. I got some on
Mr.
Wednesday.
Foster, I'm not going to argue with you.
I got jobs lined up, but it's not consistent. It's money here, money there, money here, money there. But everything is not
Kids don't
consistent.
eat here. Kids don't eat there. They don't need clothes here. They don't need clothes there. You need a full-time job. And if it works, if it means fast food, then that's it. I'm going to give you an application today, but I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks and I want to see what you've done to get a full-time job.
I just got hired at Kroger not too long ago. They hired me,
Stop,
fired me because they said my background check didn't come through.
Stephen. I'm not going to argue with you, dude.
Go ahead and sign for your reset. All right, Judge, page 24.
You know what? Hey, I'm sending him for a drug test now too. Foster, bottom of page 10.
Rodriguez, Christian.
Good morning, Mr. Rodriguez. Do you have a lawyer today? Tell me what you're doing about that. Tell me what you're doing about that.
Well, I don't know. I had called, but this guy had talked to you. I needed more time to get one.
Okay, sure. We'll give you more time. Yeah, if you want to head on over to Victoria, we'll have you sign a reset and good luck. Okay, for sure.
Next is page 27.
Just sign again.
I have an attorney.
Do you? Okay. They're going to be here today?
Yes.
Wonderful. Just take a seat momentarily and then we'll. Hi, Doug. How are you? Come on up.
Off docket matter.
What's your cause number?
It's 253-8206. Ing Robert P. H.
Okay. Are you just now signing on?
No, I signed on initially. I just wanted to let the court know he is out of town on a business trip. He's a senior tax analyst for some major
Let
corporation.
Trichall know whatever you need.
He had to call in today and he's out of town.
You're back. Just let them know and you're fine. Okay, make sure, of course. Good to see you, Doug.
Very good. That was the last one for now.
Um, I've got some of the DVRs. That's it. Josh, you need me? Hi. I'm ready when you are. With a C, right? Come up, Mr. Peta. Are we going on which one? Good morning, Mr. Peta. You were charged with 2 cases. The one that you're pleading on is the DWI. On that case, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 30 days in jail with credit for the 19 days that you've done. Understand this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. Do you understand? Is this 2 or 1, Josh?
Is what you're pleading on DWI is the prostitution.
Okay, but I mean, is this,
Yes, Your Honor, it's the first.
are you on probation or parole at this time?
The only case she's scheduled for a TRAS, I think they offered a probation on her possession
You
case.
need to be careful, man. You know, if you get on felony probation, you have to live like you have a halo above your head. You can be facing a lot of time elsewhere. You understand? This case is going to go on your record. It's going to be there forever. What you need to understand is that from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases. The other thing is with your record, if you get pulled over in a car, you need to understand that it's a very good possibility they're going to harass you just because of this. Do you understand? So don't give them the ammunition to mess with you. You understand? It's not hard. One button on the phone will take you anywhere you want to go. 30, 40, 50 bucks. Really? You understand? Giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You could be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it's going to go on your record. You can never take it off. You understand? This is what you want to do. Okay, how do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty? Understand you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine, but I'll sentence you to the 30 days in jail, credit for the 19. Also understand there's fees and surcharges in amount of like $3,500 here. I will waive it, but if you come back on a second DWI, get ready because it's a $6,000 surcharge. All right? All right. Good luck, man. I am going to suspend your license for 90 days as well. Right, CC. Okay. Good luck, Mr. Dean. All right. Thanks. Hmm?
Are you ready for a
Yes,
Spanish
Abandoned. No, I'm not. Come up, counsel. Yes, sir.
Son Bill Montgomery judge, he just returned from his test over at pretrial. Apparently he tested positive for THC.
Where is Mr. Montgomery?
He's here right now, Judge. You want to get him up?
Yes, please.
Mr. Montgomery? Just for the court's recollection, Mr. Montgomery is 17 years old. He's a high school student. Without going into specifics, he has some mental health issues. I spoke with him and his grandmother. They're willing to, if the judge entertains it, send him to a rehab facility or do something other than sending him to jail.
We're not going to let you just smoke weed while you're on bond. You're not allowed to. I told you not to, and you're testing positive. I'm going to set you off 2 weeks just to give you the benefit of the doubt. It's been 40 days, but if it tests again, it's just not going to go well.
Yes, Your Honor.
I told you no. That's it. Do you understand? What are you doing with yourself now? School. Are you actually in school? Are you going full time? Are you attending your classes? Are you attending classes? Are you actually going? All right, I'm going to set it off 2 weeks. I want to test him to make sure that we get the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't use. If you come up clean, we're all going to be happy. But if you come up dirty, that means you've continued to smoke. Don't.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, sir. Please.
The next one is page 11, Yamas. Come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Gomez.
Yes.
Do you have a lawyer today?
No,
Tell me what you're doing about that.
estoy trabajando para pues llevar mi diligencia cada día. Tengo pruebas, copias que me validan que sí estoy pagando.
La única cosa que yo quiero saber, si tú tienes un abogado, si no, ¿qué estás haciendo cerca de eso? Nada más. No quiero saber nada más.
Trabajando, fui, consulté a un abogado, pero se me hace muy dificultoso pagarlo.
Consulted with one lawyer and it was too difficult to pay for it.
How many lawyers have you spoken to regarding hiring on this case?
With two?
That's not enough. There are a gajillion and one lawyers in Harris County. 99% will put you on a payment plan where you pay as you go. You've had 2 different settings now, and you've talked to 2 lawyers in 2 different, that's unacceptable. You need to talk to more. You may talk to 10, you may talk to 15, but you need to put effort into it. 99% will put you on a payment plan where you pay as you go, and you can negotiate.
Entiendo.
I understand.
Entiendo, pero es difícil. Yo tengo mis pruebas, mis copias de que le estoy pagando mis biles y el abogado se me cobra los
I have
pagos.
proof of how much payments I have to do for my bills and the attorney expenses.
Don pedí como $2,000 y con todo esto se
Asking
me
for
hace
like a
difícil.
$2,000 down payment and with everything else is hard.
You've talked to 2 lawyers only. You need to talk to more lawyers. Other lawyers are different. Not every lawyer is like that. We gave you a lawyer on the first one,
I'm on my well en el primero.
and 3 months later, you pick up another DWI. You need to start talking to other lawyers. It's time. I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, we'll have you sign a reset. And if you need to talk to 10, you need to talk to 15, that's what it may take.
Sí, tengo un problema con mi dispositivo que no me permite estar muy fuera de 5 días, 6 días, 7 días. He perdido 2 trabajos ya, 2 proyectos por
I have a problem with
cuestiones de
the
esto.
device.
I'm not gonna talk to you about this is why you need a lawyer. But I'm,
Bien difícil ir y no tener quien lo lleve, cómo manejar,
Very
o sea,
difficult to get
es
around.
más
I think
difícil pagar.
it's more difficult to pay.
I don't know, I mean, just,
Okay. Bien difícil.
you do not have a license. You're not allowed to drive.
Sí.
I know.
That's it. We've asked you not to consume alcohol. Stop. I'm not gonna argue with you.
Yeah. I didn't want that.
Just take a seat for me. Hey. Mr. Booker, come on.
Those CHA.
I'm not ready yet. Just have him sign it to be ready, but I'm not ready.
Sorry, Joseph.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, Evan Nelson, Judge. I'm approaching because of the age of the case. I am, however, appointed in August. I believe the case was initiated in May. And we are getting close to wrapping up. Wanted to see if you would be amenable to a reset so that I can provide some information to the state that helps to resolve my client's believe that this is a good result for him. He was offered a time served on it, which you think is okay. However, there's a condition that we're looking to see if we can negotiate with the state. It's going to require us to provide an affidavit, which I've explained to him today. Something he needs, he can get it. He thinks he can get it in about a week and be back here.
Where is Mr. Nelson here?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. How much time do you want?
The more the merrier, but if I needed to come back next week, I wasn't.
I'm happy to give you 2 weeks if you want, but that's, I mean.
Understood.
Evan Nelson, come up.
I'll talk with Mr. Turner and work it out. And Judge, since I was appointed to his case, he's been great with communication. I don't have a problem with him showing up.
Okay, Rick Steves is a guy that's got a show on PBS, and it's so great because this guy has a travel book, and he tells you if you have a certain number of days and you're going to a certain number of location, he'll tell you what to do,
Oh, I love that.
where to go. He'll tell you how to get tickets in advance.
I
so
definitely
that-
need to look into that because
so-
I was their travel agent.
But here's even the better thing is like, I'll give you an example. When I went to Rome with my wife on our honeymoon, he has a guidebook. And he also has an iTunes podcasts and virtual tour guides that you download to your phone. So when you go to like the Sistine Chapel,
Yeah.
you walk in and you turn it on and go, okay, he'll go, okay, walk 5 paces, look up, and this is the fresco that was painted by Michelangelo, and this was the date, and this was the thinking at
So
the
it's
time.
going through like their little
Right.
thing.
It's so
Probably
great.
way better anyway.
And dude, I'll give you another example. Like when you go in Venice, they have the Grand Canal where you get on one vaporetto, you go through the entire thing. Like you turn on one of the virtual tours and he'll go, okay, so as soon as you get on the boat and the boat starts moving in 2 minutes, press play. So you press play. All right, the boat's moving. Look to your right. There's the Guggenheim Museum. This is what was done there. So look into it. Rick Steves.
Rick Steves. Okay.
He's just, and he's got it for all over the world. It's great. Yeah.
I'm gonna download
When we go anywhere, which is not lately because
that. Yeah.
we take Rick Steves with us everywhere. It's like a Bible.
Yeah,
So-
that's awesome. That's good to know.
Take a look.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the recommendation.
Because when you go and when you know what you're looking at, it's just so much more
Oh,
memorable.
yeah.
You
No,
know?
I like to know because usually I Pinterest everything and I'm like, okay, we're gonna go see this thing. And my
Right.
parents are like, cool, it's another building.
When I did it, it was free. I don't know if it is now. The
I'm sure it's not too expensive.
no, it's anyway. Who are you hearing?
Terrence Bruget.
Okay. Okay, it's getting up there.
So we have a motion to withdraw on your queue on it for lack of payment. He is here today though.
Come up, Terrence. It's old though, man. You know. It's- Nothing worse than when your lawyer is upset. You know, do you work? What do you do for a living? So you don't work for free, do you? You don't work free, do you?
I did,
So I don't want you, it's a rhetorical question. The thing is that your case is old and it's now where it's either put up or shut up and we're ready to go to trial. You know, your case is 140 days. In 40 days, this is when we set the cases for trial. It's time to figure out what we're going to do. You know, I'd like you to get together with them, see what you can do to try to mend the relationship, but it's old and it's time to figure out what to do. You know, can you try to see if there's something worth salvaging and
He's
mending?
communicated with our office, but there's still a large chunk that he owes. I mean, he can't guarantee us when he'll ever be able to get it to us. So that's just kind of where we're at this point.
So can I talk next week? Okay, I did discuss with the representative in charge of the payment, but she.
Our office manager.
The office manager. Honestly, I was supposed to pay before the end of December, but I did get sick. You know, I did have some things going on, so I would like them to reconsider.
Do you still work full time? Do you earn a salary?
When I did get sick, it did affect my paychecks, you know, for like quite a month. So I get paid every 2 weeks. I don't go driving, you know, so if I don't drive.
Salaried employee?
I get paid per hour. I don't get a salary. Salary is 6 per month. I don't get.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a medical driver.
A medical driver?
Yes.
Okay, and how much money do you make an hour?
Now it's $15 an hour.
Yeah, I mean.
But it's not like that's something I did get sick, so I haven't been working for some time. I was in pain, I couldn't even walk. And I went to ER.
So when is the last time you worked?
I did get back on my feet
So you're telling me you haven't worked at all? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yes, I recovered for like quite a week and it did affect my paycheck. So I haven't been able to make the payments that I was making. But I did make the payments like, I think yesterday, I didn't make a payment. So I need more time in order to make more payments, you know, to the people that will consider.
We're at the stage where it's time to set your case for trial or end it somehow. We're not at the stage where we're going to push your case another 6 months no. It's time to work these things out. I mean, there's no way to.
I mean, that's up to your discretion. I can let the office know if you don't want to sign our motion and then we'll continue to work on the case, but.
if the owner can give me more time, I'll get back to the point that I'll be able to consider for the.
How much time are you talking? Say it again?
If I can have a month or 2 months or 4
Okay.
payments.
So let me see, I'll have you fill out an application, but I don't know if you're gonna qualify for an appointed lawyer. You need a lawyer to represent you, and I'm gonna tell you now, even if I let them withdraw, whoever you hire, you're gonna be in an extreme fast track getting ready for trial, because your case is 140 days, and like I told you, at 180, we set that for trial. You know, I need to know everything about you, how much money you making out. I need to know how much money you have in the bank, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, what kind of cars you drive, everything about you to see whether you qualify. If you don't qualify, you're gonna have to go hire someone else. And then you're gonna spend a bunch of money elsewhere.
So let me ask you a question. How long can I have in order to be back on track for the payments?
I don't know. That's something that you need to negotiate with them to see what they're willing to take. But I'm gonna tell you now, if you don't qualify for a lawyer, all the money that's been already spent, it's just,
But she is on a PTI track, and at this point, he's also gonna have to spend the money on the fees and stuff for PTI.
Well, I take this seriously. I don't give out lawyers like it's candy on Halloween. You truly have to qualify, because when we give out court-appointed lawyers, it's I pay for it, they pay for it, they pay for it, we all pay for it. And I take it seriously, and it's not fair to just hand them out. You have to qualify. I'm following the law. So if you want, how do I pronounce your last name?
Lovely.
Okay, if you'd like, I can have you fill out an application to see whether you qualify. But if you don't, like I said, it is what it is.
You may have at least a month to be able to get the balance, please.
Of course.
A month.
Yes. Oh, no. We're not gonna sit this where you're gonna come back in a month, nothing's happened. I'm not gonna play this game. We need to decide today what's gonna happen. Because in a month, now we're at 190. So let's do this. If you want, I can give you an application to fill out. I can wait to see whether I'm gonna grant or deny your motion, In the interim, if you want to try to negotiate something, I don't know. But like I said, I take giving court-appointed lawyers seriously. I don't hand them out like candy, because the public pays for it. And it's not fair for them to pay for something when you can afford it, you just don't want to pay. I don't know how much money you have in the bank. I've never met you, sir. I don't know who you are. I don't know what kind of car you drive. I don't know if you drive a Shelby Cobra. So let's do that. I'll have you fill out an application. If you want to try to talk to them to mend the relationship, perhaps that can work. If not, I'll wait to get your application and we'll go from there.
I want to talk to them. I want to try to have a deal with them, please.
With what?
I'm trying to see what kind of deal I can have with them for payment plans.
So you can go call the office again, but they've already told you no.
Yes.
So you have to understand that relationships are built on trust, right? And if you're not forthcoming with the side, and you put them off and you put them off, and you say you're going to do this and you say you're going to do that, and then you go back on your word repeatedly, that goes a long way, So I'll have you step back. You tell me what you want to do. I'll give you a couple minutes. I don't want you to make a decision here. Take it, step back. You guys, just let me know what you want to do. All right. For sure. And thank you for Casey. Well, hey.
Another plea for you, Judge.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that you had names. Oh, we're doing a plea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Romero Javier, come up.
Order in the corner.
Was restitution paid?
We're not able to pay restitution.
No.
The state hasn't contacted the complainant in 2 years, Judge.
Because here it says on 12/2, $250 restitution was due before the time served was offered.
I talked to Morgan. I talked to Morgan about this. Yes, he's correct. The last time that the complainant was in contact was 2022, and we haven't been able to reach out again. We haven't been able to get in contact.
Have you attempted to reach out to the complaining witness?
We can reach out if you want us to. We can reach out.
You haven't reached out?
The last group we had from 2022, Your Honor. So we can.
I mean, we reset this from 12-2 to 12-9 to 12-16, 3 different times. And not once has the complaining witness ever been attempted to be reached. Am I getting that right, Alex?
That's correct, Your Honor, not since 2022.
Judge, this complaint was read in 2022 by Mr. Moore. And defense advice, and last time we approached regarding this case, we said that, you know, restitution and to plea. But defense has advised me that he can't pay the $250.
No, it's not fair. I mean,
The state attempts to get a hold of him again and just simply can't. Let me kick to the court.
they have before. That's always been the,
I understand that. The guy hasn't, the complainant has not attempted to follow up and contact them and ask about the
they've
250.
never even reached out since the last 3 settings. I guess Alex reach out to see if that's still correct, but I'm gonna tell you now, it's not fair that there's an accident, there's restitution, but it should be made whole, and that's it. It can always be done through probation as well, but yeah. Can you give me 2 minutes? Let me see. Hi, Hugh. Okay.
Shinjiro Nabiyama. Yes. And she was out on bond for the felony, but he picked this up. I was going to see if we can try to get his bond lowered in here. It's set at 5,000.
So Rajette, he's on bond for an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. What happened in that case?
So Judge, that case was in August is when the offense happened and was filed. I still from felony.
Well, what happened? Did someone get shot? Did someone allegedly?
It was an assault involving a knife, Judge. And it doesn't look like they've been a formal offer yet. Let me look at the case now. Are you representing him on the Yeah, I don't see any indication of an offer pending right now in the notes, Judge.
Oh, he stabbed it.
It was involving a knife.
Well, I see a stabbing.
Do you want me to read PC, Judge?
No, I'm just curious as to how.
It was at a bar. The complainant was found with blood wounds across his chest. He was laying on a back in a ditch, was non-responsive with shallow, labored breathing, and EMS responded.
It's fair. It's nice picked up a DWI.
We're gonna have to squeeze fast.
Lucky they found it when they did.
Yeah.
Because it could have been
Yes, Judge.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
So I guess just whatever you want.
Okay.
It looks like the felony set for.
Yes, I'll just.
6 till 20. You were further out.
Yeah, I was gonna try to see maybe right after the first of the year. That will work. All right, great. Thanks, sir. Thanks.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, my questions. This was the case that I was on last week. We're kind enough to bring back to mind. This is a gentleman, they couldn't figure out if he was in immigration or not. And we determined,
Okay.
and then we determined that he was in immigration. I talked to the family, he's there now. He's gonna have his immigration hearing January 14th. I hate that, I'd rather not revoke the bond than have to.
Just show me proof he's in and I won't revoke. If you have. I don't know how to look it up too. Let me see.
The family sent me something today.
There's something that they show. There's a specific page. Show. That's it. Okay. So just please let her know. You want to do the day after? Okay, but if he bonds out, it's got to be immediately here. Okay, of course. Hi, are you ready? Hi. Good Morning.
Morning, how are you? I'm here on Mr. Adam Rossi before.
In custody?
Yes, he's right
Second?
here. Yes. Mhm.
Are we going on one or both?
The state dismissed the criminal trespass, so he's pleading to the devil.
Good morning, Mr. Gafour. Sir, you're charged with two cases. You're charged with theft. You're also charged with criminal trespass. You've worked out an agreement where they're offering you 20 days on the theft with credit for 8 days that you've already done. Shh. Is this how you understand it?
Understand it's time served, I'll be getting out today.
Correct.
Yes.
What you need to understand that this will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. Do you understand?
Understand.
The theft can also be used to enhance your punishment at some point to a felony. If you continue to pick up theft cases, at some point they will hit you with a felony and you're looking at years instead of days. Do you understand?
Understand.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers, the right to be arraigned, charged, read to court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, it'll go on your record. You can never take it off.
Oh, no.
Is this what you want to do?
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense, sir?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I will sentence you to 20 days in jail, give you credit for the 8 days that you've done. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Abandoned. Okay, hi. Good morning. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Mr. Naranjo on docket for today.
Okay. You said Naranjo.
Yes, sir.
In custody?
No, he's, it might be under, Martinez as well.
Okay, because I didn't see it under.
It is,
I see it. Okay.
he got drug test today, came out clean. So just, we're waiting on body camera, so just.
Great.
reset.
Wonderful. We'll just give you a normal reset.
Thank you.
Yeah.
May I have excuse? Thank you.
Well,
Hey, Judge. Well, say,
So Judge, Alex tried 3 different numbers for the complainant, and he didn't pick up any of them.
Yes, Judge.
all right. Mr. Romero Javier, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with failure to stop and give information. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. Are we going on both or are we going on which?
just on FSGI, Judge, state's dismissing the UCW.
What about the weapon?
Your Honor, if I may, I believe we just got a call back from one of the numbers I attempted, so if I may step out just for a moment.
All right, well, I have a seat.
It's Murphy's Law.
You.
Hey, I just want.
We're going, yes.
Hey,
Fine, we says.
Hi, Judge. How are you?
good to see you.
Yes, likewise.
What's your name?
I have Edward Powell, a jail case.
Howard?
Powell?
Powell.
Judge, he's in jail on only a misdemeanor, and I've worked out a deal with the mental health program. We have a mental health diversion agreement ready to go, and they're not opposed to a pretrial bond.
So he's going to the hair center then?
Well,
The yeah. Of course, I'm down.
yes.
Absolutely.
So-
Of course.
I thought he just gets released and has to find his own way, and he's homeless and has nothing.
No, they have to come pick him
I
up.
love that. He wants that. So how can we do that with, like,
There's a separate order that you have to file.
I do?
Yes, where, and then it's not today. They'll get picked up tomorrow because we got to give them notice. They need to be able to come here at 2:00 tomorrow. And it's a specific jail release instruction.
Oh, okay. I'm sure that the,
How do we get that again? Somehow, like Josh got it. I don't remember. I don't know. Maybe there's a link in the forums tab somewhere.
No, let me look it up. I'm gonna file that and then.
Josh, you know Josh, Steve, you know Josh, works in here a lot. There's a lot of the appointed work.
There's a lot of people that work here.
Okay, he was here earlier today.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up and I'll do that order.
Q, you've done the jail release, right, with the Emmett mental health?
Yes.
Where did you get that jail release form?
It's one of the mental health.
Yeah.
I get it from the state.
I got the PTI, I'm talking about that specific order so that we can get him actually released.
Do you remember where you got it from?
I don't have that.
You know what, I'm gonna email the mental health people that can probably done it anytime.
It's a specific form you have to file, and then she will create the PR bond today, but I'm not gonna sign it. It gets signed tomorrow. That way they're ready to pick up, so we don't release today and he or she's not released to the street.
I get back the state about that.
The mental health.
Yeah, but the release just like we all.
I do sign it today.
Got
I did a manual file for 5 AM with our jail unit, so I can drop that up and you can sign it and then I'm gonna.
Okay.
Tomorrow. It's worked out well for us last time.
So do we just carry it to tomorrow?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, but we have to file everything today.
I'm gonna do it right now. Okay, let me get them. Thank you.
And it's, if for some reason you.
Check that, the band word.
Yeah, sure.
I have Mr. Kareem Desalegn,
What's the last name?
Delesine. He's, I'm not pronouncing it right.
No, you're close enough. So
Faces the theft and the POM.
come up, Mr. Desalegn, or Delasleen.
How do you pronounce your last name?
I'm not gonna play this game with you. You continue to take off. The only reason we have you pick up a new case. It's a third bond that you've got. I'm not gonna do this again. You pick up a third case or you violate conditions again, I'm gonna go bonkers. Do you understand? Can you tell me where the theft was from, Alex, please?
Target. The alleged theft was from Target.
Then we're going to Target. I'm making that a condition of your bond. You're not to have any weapons. We've given you a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Elaine. She tells me she can't get a hold of you because you're ducking and dodging. I'm telling you, at some point, someone's going to stop ponying the money to get you out. Do you understand? Okay, so I'm just no going to any Target, no weapons, and that's it. Just stay in contact with you, and then we're happy.
Sounds perfect.
So, all right, come on, man. It's proud.
All right, thank you.
All right, don't leave until you sign our bond conditions. Yeah, states. Yeah. So if you can file no going to Target and then no weapons, please. All right. Please. Yes. All right, please.
Thank you. Are you ready for me? Okay.
Okay, well,
So, Your Honor, I got one, the husband who said the vehicle was totaled. And
come up, sir.
And the amount that he told me that I could find $5 deductible, and he's gonna send that document in today.
Okay,
So,
it is what it is, but I'm. You know, Mr. Romero, sir, I want you to understand something that Harris County, we have so many people here and we have so many accidents, it's ridiculous. We have car insurance for a reason. When you have, and when you're driving, you're expected to maintain and follow the law. One of those is maintain liability car insurance, because when you don't and you get into an accident, there are very, very big consequences. Let's say, for example, somehow someone goes out, gets into an accident and kills someone. Who do you think they're going to come after? Right. And they will get a judgment, and then just who knows what they can attach, who knows how much they can sue you for. And when that happens, you'll never recover from it. That's why for $40 to $50 a month, you get insurance that protects you in the event. They can also give you a lawyer to help you with these types of cases when there's something that happens. But God forbid something catastrophic really happens and ruins your life because of it. I routinely get emails where people come to me and say, hey, how do I get help here? I've gotten into an accident. They're suing me for $50,000. And I know I have to go hire a lawyer, and I don't have any money to go hire a lawyer. What do I do? This is real life. This is what you do. Now, in this case here, there is a deductible of how much? That's part of the agreement. So that's something that it was part of the agreement when they initially did this. So you're working, right?
Not completely, sir.
Why not?
Since because the winter came, we got laid off. So all I've been doing, I've been going to Home Depot, and sometimes I get hired, sometimes I don't.
You have an ID.
No.
Have you ever tried to go get an ID?
I'm not from here.
Yeah, citizen judge.
I got laid off because of the winter, and all I've been going to Home Depot. Sometimes I get hired, sometimes I don't. And that's the only way, what I'm saying, I'm able to, in a sort of way, maintain paying bills.
You have children.
Yes, sir.
How are you supporting your children, man?
Well, the same way. I'm going by Home Depots, sending them money to them because I'm not with them.
There are other ways. Find a trade. I'm sure that you have friends that are either carpenters, brick masons, something other where you can learn a trade, be good at it, make a name for yourself, and you can really make some money. Hanging out at Home Depot, waiting for someone that's not the one you find.
I mean, I hear you, sir. I hear you, but like you say, I've been going through like companies here. Trust me, I've been going everywhere. And my last resource, my last option is to go right there because that's the only way that I can find something at the moment while I'm waiting for something to happen.
I'd like to see what documentation component can come with. So we see the validity of that. If that is something that they're truly going to want as a condition of anything, we have to put it on like a probation.
I mean, it's. Are you okay with bypassing that? Are you okay with bypassing the deductible and just going forward with it?
I believe so, Judge.
The problem is, Mr. Ramirez, how is it fair?
It's not fair.
Why? It's
not fair, sir. Sir. I mean, I'm willing to pay for my crime, pay.
But that's not what it's about. I get it. But the problem is now all you're doing is you're making your life more difficult in the process.
Sir.
The more convictions you get, the harder it becomes to get a job. And the harder it becomes to get a job, all you're doing is you're continually shooting yourself in the foot over and over and over. This life can be either a great journey or it could be an awful journey.
Sir.
And the more convictions you get,
the harder it is.
Think before you act. Think before you speak. It's not hard. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. You need to realize that. Don't get into a car if you don't have insurance. If you don't have a license, don't get into a car. I will have jurisdiction over you for the next 5 years. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
State, you okay with going forward?
Yes, you would be fine with the time served on FSGI and exchange for the dismissal on the UCW, and we can waive rest.
And then as far as the weapon is forfeited, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the weapon will be forfeited. You're not going to get this weapon back. Do you understand?
Sure.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. This is going to go on your record, like I said, and it's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. You understand? This can also have immigration consequences as well. If you're not a citizen, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. If you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail, it's only a matter of time before ICE gets a hold of you and you'll be stuck like Chuck in there. Do you understand? You better live with a freaking halo because you have a lot to lose.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to appeal, so once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. You cannot change this. You understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of failure to stop and give information? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty, sentence you to the 3 days in jail, credit for the time that you've done, is it 2 days? 9 days in jail, credit for the 3 days that you've done. Good luck to you, sir. Thanks. And thank you.
So, Mr. Curry, you're on for please.
Good morning, Mr. Curry. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Curry, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You're also charged with criminal trespass. Is that it? The agreement looks like you've worked out is they're going to dismiss the criminal trespass in exchange for your plea on the theft. It's 35 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. Is this how you understand it, Mr. Curry? Is this how you understand it? It's not time served. You still have a little bit more time to do.
No, he has, I think it may be written up separately, we didn't.
I have 35 credit for 2.
He has 35 days
I don't know.
credit for the, it's weird because it was in the theft, but they didn't credit him for the.
We're pleading to the theft, right?
Yes, we're playing on the theft, and it was.
So it looks like the original offer that was put in was for 3 days time served. For some reason, the plea paperwork was filed incorrectly and says 35 days. We're gonna reflect that.
You want to, okay.
Okay, we'll stand down and.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it only says 2 days behind.
yeah. Right there, you're gonna have to redo it. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Once, how are you, man? Tell me about your guy.
So I spoke with him. We've been trying to work things out with him.
Get it?
Things like that. I think just based on the amount of time we've already given him, asking for the office.
Has he filled out the application?
Yeah, he did. We went ahead and got it done. And I spoke with him to understand what's going on. If he is able to work something out, he says he'll follow up with us down the road, but he understands for now.
Come up. Come up. Yes. Are you married?
No. No. You know your own.
Who do you live with anyone?
Me and my girlfriend.
Okay. How much money does your girlfriend make a month? You need to, this is all the stuff that you've left a lot of stuff blank. You need to fill this out. I'll grant your motion, okay? But you're not done with this. You need to fill this out correctly. You've not filled it out. So I'll give it back to you to fill out.
I don't really know how much it's close to 1,500 a month. You know, that's what she's making.
I'll give it back to you to fill out, but we need you to, complete it, okay? I'll grant your motion.
Yes, sir.
All right, come on.
So,
A ver.